I'm Hokey Joker.
Bedroom.
Green Lantern.
And welcome to Just Us Bros Podcast. Hey bros, welcome back to Just Us Bros Podcast. On the last one, we talked about our favorite DC Comics video games. Why don't we just turn the page, go to its competitor for our favorite Marvel Comics?
Well, why
video
don't we? Why don't we? Let's do that.
Let's do it.
Before the MCU changed the way that we view movies, it influenced our childhood in the forms of playable characters all on our small screens. So please, guys, what are your top 3 Marvel Comics video games?
Well, as Hojo mentioned in the beginning intro where he talked very good um
It comes out sometimes.
that's what she said. The games that
Sorry.
actually take me back to my childhood, like I don't know if y'all remember, like for my number 3, I think this came out, good God, probably in the late 90s, like maybe 98, 99. Marvel versus Capcom. I loved that because again, we were at HK's place playing that just as kids, like, it was a fighting game that was just great. And you're like, holy crap, I can play a Cyclops in this fighting game. And I'm fighting all these people that aren't part of the Marvel universe. I'm like, this is cool. But to me, because it takes me back to being a kid when life was simple and so simple. That's why that's number 3. For me, for number 2, again, going back to my childhood. Actually, damn, all top 3 of my games are from my childhood. But number 2, on the GameCube, there was this game that came out a week before this first movie came out with a one Tobey Maguire in it. And I'll be honest with y'all, it's not the greatest game in the world, but when GameCube released that Spider-Man game to come out with the movie, just because the time that it was, and I was a kid back in those, I think that was probably 2002-ish, right? Yeah. It takes me back to playing that game for the first time and being like okay, this is like one of the first like real games where I got to be like a superhero in it, and I was doing so many cool things. And actually, you know what? I don't know if I finished beating that game or not. I might have to go back and see. But anywho, my number 1 game, I think it was from probably 2006, I'm gonna say, or 2005. I think any real Marvel fan, their number 1 like Marvel game would be Marvel Ultimate Alliance, because I first played that on Xbox 360. It's just to me, it was just such a great game because, like, take anyone that's not a Marvel fan, let them play that game, they'll know all like the basic lore for the entire universe, comic wise, at least before we were set into the MCU comic book universe stuff and whatnot. But yeah, that's my 3. Damn, I really want to play Marvel Ultimate Alliance now.
So my list is kind of similar to Bat Drew's. My number 3, except my number 3 is the Spider-Man 2 game that came out with the Spider-Man 2 movie. Because Spider-Man 1, I think, was only on PlayStation 1, which again, I only had that for a day. But when the Spider-Man 2 game came out, I played that in conjunction with watching the movie. And it was really fun getting to swing around New York City. Graphics were horrible, but it was just fun. Um, Super fun. Like I remember that game to this day, and I still try to
To this day.
capture. Yeah. Um, my number 2 would be Ultimate Alliance. Um, because again, I started playing that game right when I was getting into like comic books and knowing the lore and stuff, kind of what Bat Drew said. And I remember having Ultimate Alliance parties and playing with people. Like I remember us at HK's restaurant and we play, and it might have been Ultimate Alliance too that we played at that time because that was newer. But either way, both of the Ultimate Alliance games were fun for me, um, especially when I could be the Hulk and run around and just beat up Billy, whatever character he was playing as, just pick him up and throw him. That was just
Stop
fun to mess
throwing me,
with
man.
him.
God.
It's like, I'm trying to come over here. I'm like, why don't you go over here? So that was fun. And my number one, not to sound redundant, and I had a really tough time choosing between these, I guess the three games in this trilogy, but for me, the newer Spider-Man games that have come out, um, those are definitely my favorite. Spider-Man 2, most likely because I just beat it recently and I really like the storyline. I'd say that's got to be my favorite one. I really liked how they came out with their own storyline for the first Spider-Man that kind of predicted COVID before it happened. And then I was playing it during COVID, so I was like, whoa, this is weird. Um, but I really liked the storyline in that it kind of had its own take on everything. And then the Miles Morales version, that was fun as well. I think that was the first time mainstream audiences were probably introduced to that character. And then Spider-Man 2 brought it all together where you get to play as both Miles and Peter. You can switch off, you can pretty much do whatever you want. That was really cool. Um, and I won't spoil the story for someone if they haven't beat it yet,
I
but
have.
the storyline was really cool.
I
Um,
beat it already.
And
so
he
I
said
won't
it
spoil it
was
for you.
haven't
5
seen
2
it.
weeks ago.
But yeah, that would be my favorite. And again, part of that is the nostalgia for those games, taking me back to that first Spider-Man game I played back in 2003, 2004, whenever that came out. Just with better graphics, better story, and it's got the web wings, so you get to fly around like Superman too. I use the web wings more than I do the swinging. So that would be mine.
All right, my
I'd say in general, Spider-Man's probably my favorite Marvel character.
all right, so mine is I'm going to start off, and mine for number three sort of predates yours, GL. Mine is the very first Spider-Man game that came out on the PS1. It was the one before Enter Electro. It was the blocky hit X twice to swing, the very slow. Oh, but man, that just took me back where I was swinging above the crappy graphics of New York. And that the last chase scene where you're being chased through the tunnel out of the water, outside of like the ocean base, where you're getting chased by the Carnage Doctor Octopus. Oh man, that gave me anxiety bad. Yeah, number two, I love this game as a kid on my PS1. It was X-Men Mutant Academy. It was a fighting game. Like came out like right around the same time as the X-Men movie did. So you could fight in the comic book skins or the movie skins. And if you got rewards if like you won 10 matches in the comic books, but 20 matches in the you would get a reward. But that one was always fun watching. And I think the second one built up on it and added like Gambit and stuff. But the number one, I'm gonna group the franchise just like GL did, the Spider-Man PS4, PS5 exclusive games, because it took me back to playing that 2000 Spider-Man game. First one was great. Mr. Negative, never heard of him. Awesome boss fight. Miles Morales game, I beat that one rather quickly. I felt like there was more to the story with that, but then having it come in, I can see why they, like, let's not give them that much so we can combine it into Spider-Man 2. So I just beat it again, but Spider-Man games kind of slap, as the kids say.
Kids don't say that anymore, by the way.
It's got the Riz, no cap.
Nope.
Gibbity.
Don't.
Gibbity.
Skibbity dibbity.
GL's getting the closest to it.
On God.
No, you're like, that's a whole generation before the generation now.
Yeah, we're old,
sorry,
brother.
they can't handle my fleekness.
That's no
That's like
generation.
2012.
All right, is it on me?
Yeah, Flashman.
Oh boy. All right. So all y'all know I'm not a Marvel guy. I like it, but my number 3 is gonna be Lego Marvel. That's the one that I can remember the most playing. Again, Lego's me. I just enjoyed it. I mean, it was fun. It was the wittiness of all the characters and being able to play as all of them at some point throughout the game. It's just fun. The storyline was actually kind of good too. So, my number 2 is X-Men Origins Wolverine.
Oh my God.
That came out, I believe, weren't we at that Blockbuster when that game came out, Drew?
Yeah. So like 2009-ish. Damn, I forgot
Yeah.
about the game. I love that game too. And that was
Uh-huh.
just
The
that
game was-
intro. Just the intro.
Yeah.
My God.
Yup. Like that game was just I mean, you literally just ran around jabbing everybody in the face. You were Wolverine just being an asshole.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Fun is an understatement. My
Yeah. And then you had Wade Wilson in there interjecting stupid comedy throughout the thing, and it was hilarious. So it was just a fun video game. My number one, I'm kind of stuck. I've got, no surprises, Deadpool, big Deadpool fan. It came out in, I had to look this up, 2013. I love the storyline of that. You get to be the anti-hero, you get to be a smartass, you get to do all of the fun Deadpool stuff. And the storyline was actually fairly decent. I mean, but I think I'm leaning towards Spider-Man 2 on PS5. I really am. I'm with y'all. It brings back that nostalgia feeling of a real Spider-Man game. It's better than the Atari 1982 version put out by the Parker brothers. It's and the fact that I get to play as Miles Morales, because he's probably borderline between my top favorite Spider-Man. I just like the kid. Like, I love that portrayal of the character. And the fact that I get to run around and play as him, because I haven't played the Miles Morales game. I haven't had my PlayStation that long, so I never got to actually play that one. So I'll check it out and really be able to give you some feedback on that. But Spider-Man 2, I think, is going to take the cake for me. But I had to mention Deadpool. That game's just fun.
Yeah. And I'm also going to mention real quick that Deadpool and also the new Spider-Man trilogy, they may have made it to my list if I ever got to play either set. But damn, man, I can't believe I completely forgot about X-Men Origins Wolverine. I just that one was
Hours,
so good too.
just button mashing.
So good, yeah.
My thumbs would hurt. Yeah, great times. Great times.
Much better than the movie, the game was.
There's some new ones that are being released. There's a new Wolverine game coming out. There's a new Iron Man game, new Black Panther game, and a Blade game. So my top list might be changing in the near future.
I'm really looking forward to the Blade game if it ever can come out. But if it's doing anything like the MCU's new movie is doing right now, it may never come out, which it hurts me to say. Yeah.
See, I'm excited for the Iron Man game. Like, I just want to fly around and shoot shit. I'm being
But you mean
honest.
What, you didn't want to do it in the 2008 game?
No.
It was so cheesy.
So and I'm going to call back to our old video, our last video about the DC Comics video games. GL mentioned a story about watching Arkham and watching our friend Michael play it. In 2008, Iron Man came out, and we would drive to Lynchburg, and he'd be like, "Oh, they have the Iron Man game. I'm going to buy it. Oh, but I got to save money." And then we'd be like in Walmart in Lexington, like, "Oh man, they don't have the Iron Man game. I was actually going to buy it this time." Like, and then next time we go to Lynchburg, okay, you're going to buy it. Nah, I can't. So this became a recurring joke for us, but
yeah. We still do to this day. I wonder if they have that Iron Man game. Oh, I'm not going to buy it.
You should buy it. You can probably get it for $1 now.
Did you almost fall out of your chair right there?
Yes.
Someone might pay you to take it.
Yeah.
But anyway, guys, that is our list of our top 3 Marvel video games. Please like, comment, and subscribe. What are your 3 favorite games so far? And what games are you looking forward to coming out in the next few months? As always, I'm Hokey Joker.
I want to play Lollipop Chainsaw right now.
Spider-Man.
I'm going to go play Spider-Man soon.
All right, guys. Keep on clicking that buttons. See you later.